How about our other recruit?
He's raring to go. Had to put a little coffee in him, but he should be good.
What time zone is this?
Come on. Come on.
Captain America.
Mr. Lang?
It's an honor. I'm shaking your hand too long. Wow, this is awesome. Captain America. I know you too. You're great. Jeez. Look, I want to say, I know you know a lot of super people, so thanks for thanking of me.
And that's a clip from Captain America Civil War. Chris Evans, Paul Rudd. Gentlemen, good afternoon. How are you?
Very good.
You have matching beards. Very nicely coordinated.
His is a lot better than mine.
No, it's not. It's
don't, Paul. Just thank you. I appreciate it, but that thing's good.
I thank you for saying that. I know it's too big when I can look down and see it.
That's what. No, not gonna.
It's a team thing, is it?
It seems to be, yeah.
Yeah. Well, who else? I think it's just us, right?
I don't
Anyone
know.
else on our team?
I don't know. I haven't met the other guys yet.
Well, Mackie has a small, like a
Very
goatee.
groomed goatee.
Yeah,
that's true.
And
I think that's it.
Okay.
that might be it.
Tell us, gentlemen, where we are in the, as the fans call it, the MCU. Tell us where we are in the Marvel comic universe then for this movie and where it fits in with all the others. Captain, do you want to take it first?
Sure. This is we're picking up after obviously the Avengers have had a couple different battles around the world, left a little bit of a wake in their past, and there are certain branches of certain governments that feel that this group of vigilantes essentially need to be held accountable and responsible and be reporting to some branch of some government. And so we're presented with these accords, the Sokovia Accords, saying we kind of hand over our power to the UN, saying that we will go when and where they want us to.
Reasonable suggestion, would you say?
Completely.
Okay. Well, we'll come on to the Accords in just a moment. So, Paul, where do you just explain where you fit into this these Accords and this discussion that's ongoing throughout the movie?
I feel as if I've just been kind of plucked from my house, and I haven't met really any of them except for Falcon from my movie, and so he, I think, is my way in, and I am kind of thrust into this situation. I meet Captain America. I kind of meet the rest of the team, and nobody else really knows I exist. So I am kind of put on a plane, thrown into a van, and show up.
When we were talking on the show in the last few weeks about the Batman Superman movie, collateral damage is a big theme in that, paying the price for the superhero antics that have gone before. And that's kind of where we are with this, Chris, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I think it's the logical next step. If you're trying to take these movies and ground them in any sense of reality, I think you have to take a look and say, we've had these enormous battles, and there's been a lot of damage left as a result. So you have to address that. In a logical world, you have to question how people would react to what's left in their wake. So I think it's an appropriate plot to tackle.
I read an article this morning that suggested that this is a little bit extreme, but it said that Captain America has been responsible for the deaths of, if you include robots, you've been responsible for the deaths of 14,089 people.
If you include robots.
Keep at least 14,000 of them are robots, though.
Someone's gone back and watched all of the movies and just sort of counted up somehow, though I'm not quite sure how you can be that
He has
precise.
a deep prejudice against robots. He just doesn't like them. He's from the 40s. It's all new to him, and he just wants to smash every laptop he sees.
You are right. Who's figuring that out? And that's
a big calculation.
I think it's that's a big stab in the dark.
When
too.
big things fall on big cities, maybe that's 5,000. So when this suggestion happens quite early in the movie after the opening sequence that, as you were saying, the UN is kind of going to nationalize you guys. Can you explain the divide that happens and who takes which side and what are the kind of key things there?
Sure. Well, there's a little bit of a role reversal, which I think lends itself to a kind of more dynamic plot. That you have Tony Stark, who's always kind of danced to the beat of his own drum, is now actually feeling he's feeling guilt you know, to put it bluntly, he's feeling some remorse with his actions and feels that there needs to be they need to be held accountable. And you have Steve Rogers, who's always been a company man and really believed in the hierarchy of a military structure, and feels that coming off of the last two films, he's seen government fail. He's seen the powers that be let him down. So he feels the safest hands are his own. So they kind of have this. That's the initial friction.
Sure, because you're absolutely right. People would expect it to be exactly the other way around, that you, Captain America, will take orders, and if anyone is going to say two fingers to government, it's going to be Tony Stark.
Yeah, that's right.
So what decides? I mean, obviously you do what you're told, Paul here, but why? But you're on the Cap side.
That's right.
Why?
Because I know Falcon. That's why.
So is there really, I mean, as it sort of comes a little bit blurred through the movie, is there really any difference between the two sides? Because you still all kind of love each other, really, don't you?
I think that's probably true. I mean, I like the fact that you understand both sides of the argument, and they are friends. I don't think that they really want to hurt each other, you know. They just
Really?
Yeah. I mean, even though they have a funny way of showing it, I think that they're, you know, there's ambiguity too. There are moments where you think, you know, somebody's called for maybe pulling their punches. Another one isn't so sure whether or not they're on the team they want to be on the different one. I don't think that it's so black and white.
So when you're bashing each other up, you're still caring for each other.
Well, sure, it's your family. I mean, I think everyone in this room could agree that we've all had squabbles with your family members, and even when you're screaming the worst things you could possibly scream, there's still an undertone of love. You still care about these people.
You're still shooting arrows at your family, and you are still
blasting lasers.
Yeah.
I wonder if the audience will divide into Team Stark and Team Cap.
That's 100% the hope, and pretty much the entire marketing campaign up until this point. That's exactly what it's been. Team Cap, Team Iron Man. Whose side are you going to choose? That's. I think I'm sure that's what they want to have happen. I think that kind of just raises the stakes.
And it's worth mentioning that we have Spider-Man turning up, and one of the big successes of the movie is clearly the fact that you have these extraordinary set pieces and these extraordinary action sequences, and we're laughing, and it's funny. We've got the quips from Iron Man, obviously. We've got Ant-Man coming in there, and the scenes where Tony Stark is telling Spider-Man that he's not going to make it in a onesie. I mean, that's one of the joys of this movie, isn't it, Paul? The fact that we're right on the edge of our seats, but we're actually laughing at the same time.
I think so. I think that the moments of levity enhance the drama, enhance the it's fun. The movies should be fun, and I've always believed that if you can make somebody laugh, you can kind of get away with anything, really.
In an actual fist fight between you guys, all of you, who would win?
Downey does this Wing Chun stuff, you know. Sometimes he really does. He has like guys come to set. And
Did you say Downey does Wang Chung stuff?
Wing Chun.
Wang Chung were a band.
Yeah. But,
I know.
We all do Wing Chun.
I know. Look, everybody just Wing Chun tonight.
Like to the degree where in the morning you kind of walk up and pat Downey on the back and say morning, and he reacts like a mongoose and kind of grabs your wrist and you say, oh Jesus, I'm just saying hello. He could be dangerous in a street fight.
What about you, Paul? So you think it would be Robert Downey Jr.? Who do you think would win? Do you do Wang Chung at all, or any kind of health-based activity?
I do some health-based activity. There's no Wang Chunging in my daily exercise.
You're missing out, dude.
Yeah. No, I like to have fun. I will have fun tonight. I will not Wang Chung tonight, and I will. I don't know. Are you asking who would win if I fought?
I'm just saying if
I fought Robert Downey Jr.
The whole thing is we've got all you extraordinary physical specimens fighting each other. If you were doing it for real, who would come out on top?
Can we just say Chris Hemsworth? I mean, he's not in the movie.
No,
I think that's pretty.
But
safe.
he's so tough that he would take everybody.
Yeah, like he would just like transcend films and just.
Got some listeners' questions here. Tom Look says, with so many characters being added to the mix with every film, as actors, how do you manage to maintain such a strong chemistry? Because there are lots of stories to keep hold of here, Paul.
Well, a lot of that is, most of it is under the control of the Russos, of Joe and Anthony. They really have done an exceptional job balancing everything. Not just characters arcs, but like I said, the levity and the drama, and it's all a bit of a juggling act.
Yeah, very well said. I'm not even sure how to elaborate on that. I mean, I think you also have to take into consideration that there's a history here with a lot of these actors. We've made a few movies together, so there's kind of friendships off camera. So when you are on set, most films, there's kind of that period of getting to know one another and not just feeling out who you are as a man or a woman, but what's your process as an actor. And I think that's kind of a, it's there's growing pains at times, and I think all that's been worked out long ago. So everyone feels really comfortable with each other on set. So right away, you just kind of have a kinship.
Lee Ashcroft has a question. Paul, what was it like working on Mac and Me?
Oh,
Were you in Mac and Me?
we Lee's clearly a Conan O'Brien
Yeah,
viewer.
do you just want to explain?
Yeah.
We're talking about the worst film ever made.
I don't know what Lee's talking about.
Wait, are you saying that Mac and Me is not a good movie?
No,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
I would really. I'll go to the Mac right now with you. Mac and Me.
You'll go to the Mac with us?
I'll go to the Mac right now.
Is
with
that
me.
right?
It was a lot of fun.
Were you in Mac and Me?
There's more to the story.
Okay, great. Okay.
I'll tell you off air, Chris.
So, but basically what happens is every time you go on Conan's show and they play a clip from a movie that you're in, it always turns out that it's Mac and Me, yeah? Even Ant-Man.
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's so funny. Is that really what they do?
Yeah.
Is that really what happens?
I don't understand why this weird thing is following you around. I've never heard of such a thing.
I think that's amazing.
It is. It's really good. And it's a film that's so terrible, it sort of has to be seen to be...
You're gonna have to watch your mouth
It's-
because I love that movie.
Do you? Because?
Because I grew up on it. I genuinely love it.
I like the. I mean, it was funded by McDonald's.
No.
You'd never
Really?
know, right? You're kidding. Yeah. I love how blatant all of that is.
They're like in a McDonald's at one point.
Yeah, I mean Mac and Me. I mean, one girl has a McDonald's uniform out throughout the whole film, and then Coke, I think, sponsored it. Coca-Cola.
And Ronald McDonald comes along and saves everybody at some stage.
It's so good. It's so good. I think I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I remember really loving. One of my favorite things was when the boy thinks that there's something in the house, much like E.T. was in his house. I mean, it's so kind of...
This is a ripoff.
It's exactly that when he's trying to find him, and he's never seen him, he's like, what's going on? There's, the food's out of the fridge. And then he's going outside looking for him. That Mac is in a tree watching him, but there's this kind of Peter Cetera-like song about "You're my best friend," and it was completely unearned, and I love it. But then again, I haven't seen it in so long. I might be misspeaking here, but I don't think that I am.
And you love this movie,
I
Chris.
genuinely love that movie. I had a good crush on that girl in that movie. Remember when he's like rolling down the hill, his wheelchair's getting away from him, the girl's chasing after him?
I don't know that
That's
scene.
the scene. I saw that.
I don't know what
That was the
you're
scene
talking
on
about.
Conan O'Brien.
Get out of
And
here. Was it really?
That's right. And as he's going down...
Are you kidding me?
Ant-Man is watching. Ant-Man is there in that
Wait,
Well,
scene.
look, here's-
I'm Googling this immediately. I can't even believe this. Of all the scenes in the movie, that really was the one that
and
was
Ant-Man is there.
unbelievable. Yes. Oh God, when I was, I can't. I'm not going to say it. I'll tell
One of
you
my
after.
favorite things about that scene actually is when Mac pops up at the end. A fly lands on his nose, but it's still in the movie. Clearly, they're like, "We got it. We don't need to.
Keep moving. We're
We don't
fine.
need to reshoot that. It's fine. We gotta look. We gotta get 12 pages today.
And his family.
McDonald's has only given us so much money. We have 12 days to shoot this movie.
Yeah, isn't there a scene like in a McDonald's where Mac dresses up like
There's
a
an
little
entire
stuffed
sequence
bear?
in a McDonald's,
Yeah.
like a dance sequence,
Yeah.
the whole like a
Oh, yeah.
15-minute
Yeah.
scene in a McDonald's.
Mac.
Yeah, Mac.
Anyway, we've actually spent more time talking about Mac and Me than Captain America. But anyway, so now we're out of time. 'cause
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh man, this movie.
Chris Evans, Paul Rudd, we appreciate spending some time with you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.